Alright, so welcome back everyone. Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, the hardest career series. Today's episode, we're going back to Minmus. We have 3 contracts to complete. We have put a probe in its polar orbit at Minmus, which we need to do in order to, well, close to polar. Just like the Mun and Kerbin's ScanSat contracts. Low resolution ScanSat server of Minmus. And explore Minmus, which is just gathering signs, which you'll do when we complete this. But I'll put another 2 pieces of equipment, scientific equipment on there as well. Right, so that's the 3 contracts. So polar orbit, ScanSat, low resolution ScanSat, and explore Minmus, which is just gathering signs. A lot of money. Okay, let's enter the VA bin. We're going to put a spacecraft together. It's going to have a little bit more substantial delta V than our previous spacecraft to Minmus, because it's kind of pretty heavy altimetry scan equipment. Okay, so I'm calling this one the Min Alt LR. Otherwise, the Minmus Altimetry Low Resolution Scan. Once again, launched on the J1C, like the previous mission. Nothing really different. Just stuck the thermometer on the side there, and the barometer on the other side. And instead of the relay dishes that are fitted on the relay satellite before, I'll put the altimetry scan hardware. Just check to see if this is actually deploying the correct way. That's fine. Okay, so that's that. 7,340 meters per second plus delta V in the spacecraft. It's more than enough. Far more than we actually need. Okay, I'm going to put the fairing on. Let this build. It's going to take 5 days, 2 hours, 5 minutes and 25 seconds. And of course, we're going to have to wait till Minmus is in a favourable position before we can launch as well. Alright, so as soon as it's finished, we'll roll it out. We shall begin the mission. Okay, so initial climb. Still been in the first stage. It's got a lot of delta V in it still. Not quite as much weight as I anticipated. Okay, so we'll let this but there's no point sort of extinguishing the first stage. We're not going to get it back. Of course, there's no probe core here still. Just a separator and that's it. So I wouldn't get it back anywhere. So I'm going to let this burn itself out nice and gently. Once it's extinguished, we'll then separate the first stage. And then we'll take a look at the map, see exactly where and when we can intercept Minmus at the most effective and efficient time. Okay, I'm with the second stage. It's going to circularize for the time being, and then we'll see where we are on the map. Okay, so I plotted the intercept. We have 3 minutes and 3 seconds before we need to burn. It's a 35-second burn. We're approaching 1,286.9 kilometers, or 1,286,900 meters. We need to be initially for the polar orbit. We'll go for the polar orbit first. That's fine print contract, can be rather sort of iffy. It's 1,095 kilometers by 299. So you're talking about 1,100 by 300 kilometers or so. So we'll approach about 1,200. That we've got plenty of margin for error. Alright, so that's that. About 2 minutes and 25 seconds now. Okay, 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. So we'll go through the burn maneuver using the actual node itself. No, don't have to tidy it up a little bit. Yeah, you always have to. All 4 boosters on the first stage destroyed. Well, that is just about perfect as far as the graphicals are concerned, the display itself. But is it in practice? Yes, it is 1,228.669 kilometers, so it's 0.9. That's not too bad. It's about 200. What's it? 230 kilometers out or so? 219, something like that. Excellent. Not bad. Alright, so how long is it going to take? Oh my god. Really? Ah, of course, but the apogee is right out here. 19 days, 4 hours, 14 minutes. So how does this one say 18 days? No idea. But the periapsis, whoa. 4 days, 4 hours, and 37 minutes and counting. Okay, what I've done here is I've gone ahead and focused on Minmus, and I've plotted the actual orbital approach. The only way you can actually see where you need to actually be when it comes to contracts like these projections is to actually focus on the object. Whether it's a planet, a moon, or an asteroid, or anything. So it looks like we need to be going that way. Not exactly approaching the best direction, but that's fine. We need to go 90 degrees. We are practically 90 degrees out anyway. So what we'll do, we'll manoeuvre first, and then we shall replot on the apophysis and burn polar that direction towards the north. And then we'll go from there. Still 4 days, 3 hours. Yeah, 4 days, 3 hours and 52 minutes. Okay, 2 seconds of manoeuvre burn. We'll stick on the manoeuvre node. The manoeuvre node. Okay. Ah, here we go. So which one's that? Yeah, I've had no feelings whatsoever cruising here. As soon as we arrive, we got problems. Okay, a few seconds worth of burn, and we should be okay. So we need to be about... oh dear. I'll go by the manoeuvre node. Okay, there we go. So I'll stick to that for now. It's about 1200 by 11.5 kilometres. Yeah, 1226 by 1140. Yep, 48. That should be okay. Okay, go to the map view and we'll try and push this north, so go in the correct way this time, towards a polar orbit. Okay, so I've an initial polar orbital manoeuvre. Obviously it's nowhere near finished, but I'm just trying to keep the apoapsis and paraxis roughly about where they are. It's quite difficult doing that when you're trying to affect the phase of the orbit. 53.7 meters per second, it should be just about there. Might need a little bit of tweaking, but it's almost just about there. Plus the fact it's initial burn, it's highly unlikely we're actually going to be able to instantly, even though it says 1 second there, I've got to do this manually. Okay, I'm going to go to maneuver node, even though I've got a day and 3 hours, so that's 1.5 Kerbal days to get from there to there. So it's a huge, huge orbit. Okay, so 1 day, 3 hours. Okay, a few seconds. I'm going to go a little bit earlier. Oh, just about. Just about. Let's go do that first. Might be a few, just a few degrees out. But our apoapsis is just about spot on there, which is excellent. So we'll bring the apoapsis down. Once it'll bring it around like that, periapsis will be dragged down. And then we will go radial in or out, whichever one we need to do. And we'll switch them around. Should be pretty easy. And pretty quick. But luckily we're going the right way. Do it visually for now. Okay, about 40 seconds. I'm going to go about 30 seconds earlier. So I want to bring the apoapsis to here. Okay, 2 seconds, 1. Oh, done it. Alright. So that is the first contract complete. That's a polar orbit around Minmus. You did it. We placed a satellite in orbit around Minmus. This day will long be remembered. 53,633, 9 science and 28 reputation. Should actually be the first polar orbit, really, not. So we've had plenty of satellites in orbit, or probes in orbit, actually. Alright, so let us hence send some signs back first, and then I shall modify the orbit when we reach the apoapsis. We've got nearly an hour, so we're not exactly desperate for time. Okay, I'll turn the SES off for now, save some electricity. Okay, let's send some signs back. Oh, 18. Oh, a few points lost. 11.6, we'll send it. Oh, I've got loads of electric charge there. 3. Oh yeah, that's right, we've got... Yeah, we need to send one set of signs back. We've got the first scientific data from Minmus. 8,352, one size and one reputation. Explore Minmus. We have taken our first steps towards exploring Minmus. Let's keep going and see where it takes us. 18,720, one size and two reputation. Okay, yes, there's enough data on Minmus here to keep us all employed for a good long while. 28,800 cash, one size and two reputation again. Okay, so that's the first two contracts completed. Now we need to complete the altimetry scan. Okay, so orbit at the periapsis is just about optimal. 500 kilometers maximum. And I believe it's about 50 kilometers minimum for the altimetry scan. Because 300 kilometers, so I'm going to bring the apoapsis down to 300 kilometers to match the periapsis. But it's going to take quite a while to get to the periapsis, at least a few days. Okay, so let's plot the final contracts maneuver. So we need to come down at the apoapsis, about 300 kilometers. So wait till it snaps round. We could leave it where it is actually. Down to about 300. We could have left it about 450. But we won't, that's fine. Because it's going to take 2 days and 3 hours to get to the periapsis. It's quite a large orbit. Okay, so a few seconds. Oh, here, too much. Yeah, I should have been on that. That's right, that's fine. That shall do. Okay, let's get rid of this final stage of the spacecraft. Well, the booster. Probably a waste of fuel though. So I'm going to go radial in. That should be down towards me. There we go. Let's deploy. We'll take some science as well. So we've got the barometer. And we shall send... Oh, there's quite a loss there. Yeah. From 12 points on to 7.7, but never mind. 64%, so... Be on before we send any manned missions. We might send a return capsule with the next mission, maybe. God, plenty of Delta V left over to create a little bit of, like a little engine and fuel tank and a little probe car, maybe. Yeah, I had another monoprop leak whilst waiting for those 2 days. Not very helpful. Okay, so we're going to have to head back to the Space Centre for this contract to complete. About 3% already. It's a tiny little body. It shouldn't take more than I would say maybe a day at the most to map 75%. In fact, I think maybe 100% should be done in less than a few days. Shouldn't be a few days, should be a few hours. Okay, let's head back to the Space Centre. Okay, so back at the Space Centre. We need to wait now for the ScanSat to actually complete doing its job. It's currently at 3%, doesn't seem like it's moved. But it does go in jumps. I think it's about 10% at a time. So let's see how long it takes to actually complete this. It's year 2, day 346, 0250. So it's about halfway through day 346. Okay, so at 46%, and surprisingly it's taken quite a few days. We're at day 362 now. It's 0138. So I'm going to head back to the space. It's now at 46%. So I'm going to head back to the spacecraft and try and lean over a little bit more from being polar. It's 85 degrees. I thought that might be enough, but I'll push it over to about, let's say about between 80 and 75 degrees. Okay, so the contract is finally completed. It's day 373, so it's taken quite a few days. Interesting enough, Minmus does not rotate on its axis the same way as Kerbal and the Mundo. So I had to go almost equatorial. In fact, I'm going to have to go back and place the probe in equatorial orbit to finish these grey areas off. So going close to polar does not benefit. In fact, it basically reduces the efficiency of the scan. But it's completed at last. Okay, so constant resolution scan sat survey of Minmus. Excellent work. The simple survey will give our experts much to study. 81,837 plus 2 reputation. I sent the science bags, about 12 points as well. There will be more. Like I said, I'm going to have to go back to the... I'm going to have to go back to the spacecraft and place equatorially in order to finish off those grey areas. Alright, but that's it. That's the 3 contracts at last. Took a lot longer to do that scan than it should have done, really. Also, the probe kept running out of electric charge as well, so maybe those solar panels aren't quite adequate enough to keep charging those batteries when you're actually doing something important. Like, I mean, altimetry scan does take quite a lot of electric charge. But it's done at last. Okay, so 1,498,100 cash. A lot of reputation. 70.1 science. And I've just unlocked fuel systems. No, yeah, that's fine. So there's finished as well. Alright, so that's the end of this episode. At last. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to click like. It's appreciated. Don't forget our Facebook, Twitter, and Discord. You'll find it to all 3 of those platforms on the banner on the front page of the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for this series and other series I'm going through right now and in the future. And also, don't forget to make a comment if you so wish. You are more than welcome to do so. Alright, so up to you in the next episode. In the meantime, as always, take care and bye-bye.